Continuing coverage tonight on a fact that may or may not surprise you. Many Minnesotans are struggling to make ends meet right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlin Alexander.
And I'm Brock Burgee. We are digging deeper tonight into what a new study is finding. The numbers tell us the most important reason here is there is a mismatch between people's incomes and the cost of living. United Ways of Minnesota and United for Alice, as it's called, conducted this new research. Now, as a reminder, we talked about this week, but ALICE is an acronym. It stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed, a term for people who are considered above the poverty line but still don't earn enough to afford basic household items. Let's look now at some of the numbers related to the expenses. Data from this study shows the annual budget that a single adult needs to be above the federal poverty level on the left of your screen is $13,000. However, the same budget that a person needs to afford the basic minimum cost of living, in other words, to be above that ALICE threshold, is the middle column on your screen, nearly $27,000. And then on the right, for a stable budget, as it's called, with room for savings, the number is nearly $47,000. For a family of four with 2 adults and 2 small children, the difference is even greater, as shown in this chart. To be above the federal poverty level, the household needs to have a budget of nearly $28,000. To be above the ALICE threshold, the same household needs more than $77,000. For a budget with room for savings, the family needs an income of more than $133,000.
The poverty rate, as you probably all know, really only tells a part of the story of financial hardship across our country. Stagnant since the 1960s, think about that, it was actually before I was even born, the poverty rate was set. And it was set as a static numeric figure across the country to describe financial hardship in our country.
The study shows that even with wages increasing over the years, it still fails to keep up with the rising costs of living. For reference, the study compared the salary of a child care worker with the bare minimum budget for a family with 1 adult and 1 school-aged child. Even though there was a 43% increase in pay within 12 years, the survival budget also increased by 44%. The gap between income and cost of living grew. United Way 211 Resource Helpline says about 300,000 Minnesotans reached out for help with basic necessities last year.
We get calls from a lot of people who are first-time callers to 211, people who've maybe never asked for resources before in their lives and are finding themselves in a position to say, you know, I need something to supplement my family income. I'm not able to pay all the bills at the end of the month, and I need something to supplement that family budget.
So now let's take a look at what the data looks like for the 9 southeast Minnesota counties in our viewing area. The percentage at or below the ALICE threshold. Data shows that most of the counties are within the 30% range. Most notably, Winona County has the highest percentage of households who are below the ALICE threshold with 40%. Dodge County has the lowest with 28%. Overall in the state, the study finds that about 36% of Minnesotans are living below that ALICE threshold.